Welcome. This is a hip assessment practice that will help you get a better idea of the potential imbalances and asymmetries you might have in your hips and pelvis. It will work best if you use our hip assessment practice sheet to record your findings. So we will begin on your back. So go ahead and transition down onto the ground. Take a moment to get settled. Bring your attention to your breath. Gradually start to deepen your inhalation and lengthen your exhalation. And as you continue to breathe comfortably, bring your attention to your feet. Keep your eyes closed and try to sense where your feet are in space. Imagine where your toes are pointing. Notice whether or not your feet feel symmetrical. And then gradually move your awareness up into your knees. Compare your right and left knee. And then move your attention up into your hips. First, bring your attention to the point of contact between your buttocks and the ground. And notice if you feel more weight on one side than the other. And then bring your attention to the distance between your right shoulder and right hip, and left shoulder and left hip, and compare. Notice if the right side of the torso feels longer or shorter than the left one, or maybe they feel symmetrical, whatever the case might be. And then for the next couple of breaths, compare the right and the left side of the body below the waist. And notice if there are any differences that you can sense. Basically, whether or not the right side feels the same as the left side. And then whenever you feel ready, bend your knees one by one. Lift your feet off the ground and place your hands on your knees. So keep your arms straight for now. Take a deep breath here. And with the next exhalation, pull your right thigh towards yourself. And as you inhale, move it away so your arm straightens. With the exhalation, pull your left knee towards yourself. And as you inhale, move it away. Do that a couple more times on each side. And as you do, notice the trajectory of movement of your right leg and then your left leg. Notice if the hips feel similar or different. Bend both knees, place your hands on your knees, And with every exhalation, bring both thighs toward yourself. And with the inhalation, move them away. Do that a couple more times, back and forth, making sure that your breathing remains deep. And whenever you finish with your current repetition, go ahead and place both hands under your knees. With the next inhalation, straighten your right leg up toward the ceiling, pressing up through the heel. And with the exhalation, bend the knee. And we'll do that again on the inhale. Extend your left leg up, pushing your left heel up. And with the exhalation, bend the knee. Continue with this movement, alternating sides. And as you do, notice how your hamstrings feel, the backs of the legs. If your right leg feels different from the left one, notice whether or not you can extend your leg fully. And then after you do an even number on both sides, let's see if we can extend both legs at the same time, only if it feels okay for your lower back. So as you inhale, extend both legs up, reaching up through your heels. And with the exhalation, bend the knees. And again, with the inhalation, extend your legs up. And as you exhale, bend the knees. As you continue with that, open your eyes and take a moment to notice now whether or not your legs look straight when they're extended all the way up, whether or not they look parallel to each other, and whether or not your feet look parallel, or maybe the toes of one foot are pointing out or in, whatever the case might be. So do that one more time. Observe the positioning of your legs. And the next time when you bend the knees, go ahead and roll onto your side. Come on up onto your hands and knees. Reach for your sheet of paper if you're using it. And take a moment now to make notes on poses 1, 2, and 3. Record whatever things you noticed. If you notice some asymmetries or differences between the right and the left side. And after you finish taking your notes, come on up onto your hands and knees. Make sure that your wrists are aligned underneath your shoulder joints and the knees are aligned underneath the hip joints. Next time when you inhale, lift the chest forward and up, widen your collarbones, and with the next exhalation, bring your elbows down first and then move your butt down toward the heels. And we'll continue with that. As you inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. Move the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, bring your elbows down first. And then move your butt down toward the heels, as far down as it's willing to go. Again, full deep breath. Come up onto your hands and knees, widen your collarbones. And with the exhalation, gradually move down. Elbows coming down first. One last time on the inhale, go up. And with the exhalation, move down into the child's pose, if it's appropriate to you. Stay here for a moment. And as you stay here, take a moment to notice the weight distribution between your right and left leg. Notice if you tend to lean one way or the other. Notice if you have similar sensations in your ankles, or maybe one ankle feels like it's turned out more than the other. Notice if there's any difference in your knees or your hips. And then next time when you inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees and lie down on your stomach. So for now, place your feet so that they're about hip distance apart and place your forearms on the ground, forehead on the floor. Make sure that your shoulders and your neck are relaxed. Next time when you inhale, lift your upper body up, widening your chest. And with the exhalation, come down, bringing your forehead back down to the ground. And again, next time when you inhale, go up, widen the chest. Do not push with your hands, but rather try to pull back with your hands. And as you exhale, come down. And we'll do it again. On the inhale, go up, widen the chest, pull it forward and up. And as you exhale, move down. Now go ahead and place your hands under your hips. And then next time when you inhale, slowly lift your upper body up, widening your chest. And with the exhalation, come down. And do that again. On the inhale, go up. And exhale, move down. Inhale, go up. And compare the pressure on the right hand and the left hand. And exhale, come down. And do that one more time. On the inhale, go up. Notice if your pelvis seems even. And exhale, come down. Next time we're going to go up and stay up for 3 to 4 breaths. With the exhalation, do your best to press both sides of the pelvis down into your hands. And on the inhale, expand the chest and lift it up a little. And again on the exhale, press your pelvis down as equally as you can. One more breath like that. And then next time when you exhale, come on down, rest here for a moment. Next time when you inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. On the inhale, lift the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, move down into the child's pose. On the inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. Lift the chest. Stay here. And then as you exhale, pull your right knee toward the forehead and forehead toward the knee, rounding your back. On the inhale, extend your right leg back and lift the chest. And as you exhale again, pull your knee in, round your back, tuck the chin in. Continue with that. On the inhale, extend your leg and lift the chest. And with the exhalation, pull the knee in, rounding your back. One more time. Nice deep breath. As you exhale, pull the knee in, hold it in. Stay here and breathe deep. Notice whether or not it's challenging to hold your knee up like that. Every time you exhale, keep pulling it in toward your chest. And the next time when you inhale, extend your leg back. Keep it about parallel to the ground. Try to keep your back, knee, and toes pointing down. And notice how much activation you can feel in your buttock on the right side. As you continue to breathe here, with every exhalation, contract your abdomen, lifting it in toward the spine to create support for your lower back. And then go ahead and put your knee down, lift the chest forward and up, and with the next exhalation, move down into the child's pose. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Next time when you inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees, lifting your chest forward and up. And with the next exhalation, pull your left knee in towards your forehead and forehead toward the knee, rounding your back. On the inhale, extend your left leg back and lift the chest. And with the next exhalation, once again, pull your knee in, round your spine. Continue with this movement. Notice whether or not this movement feels smooth. And the next time when you pull the knee in, hold it here, round your back. Every time you exhale, try to pull your thigh a little closer in towards yourself. And once again, notice if it feels any different on this side than it did on the right side. Next time when you inhale, extend your leg back. Again, keep it about parallel to the ground with the knee and the toes pointing down. Every time you exhale, pull the belly button in toward your spine to create support for your lower back. And notice whether or not you feel muscular activation in your left buttock, and whether or not it's different on this side from what it was on the other side. Next time when you exhale, put your knee down. With the inhalation, lift the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, go into the child's pose. Elbows down, butt toward the heels. Take a couple of breaths here. And then whenever you feel ready, reach for your sheet of paper and record your findings for poses 4 through 6. Again, briefly noting whatever differences you've observed from right to left. Note if there were movements that felt very difficult. And whenever you finish with your notes, go ahead and stand up on your knees. If your knees are sensitive, feel free to put something extra under your knees, like a blanket, or you can double up your mat. And then step your right foot forward. Make sure that your right foot is slightly in front of the knee. Hips are facing forward. Place your right hand on your thigh. And the next time when you inhale, bend your right knee, raising your left arm forward and up, lengthening through the left side of the body. And as you exhale, move out. Again, on the inhale, move forward, raising your arm. Stretch through the left side. And as you exhale, contract your abdomen, lower your arm, pull back. Continue with that. On the inhale, move forward. And as you exhale, come out. One more time, go forward. Stay here. With the exhalation, pull your abdomen in. Continue to lengthen through the left side of the body, pressing your right foot firmly into the ground. With the next exhalation, tuck your tailbone under slightly, pulling your abdomen in, and see if that intensifies the stretch on the left side and the left hip. Breathe deeply. And now we will test the strength of your right hip. You can stop at any point. So go ahead and place your left hand over your right knee as well. Whenever you feel ready, curl the toes of your back foot under. And with the next exhalation, press your front foot into the ground and slowly lift your back knee off the floor. We'll try to stay here for the next 4 breaths. Try not to put any weight on your hands. Keep pressing your right foot into the ground. And then bring your left knee back down to the floor. Place your right knee on the floor as well. And then go into the child's pose for a moment. And then whenever you feel ready, come on up onto your knees again. And this time step your left foot forward. Place your left hand on your knee. Once again, make sure that your foot is slightly in front of your knee. Hips are facing forward. Next time when you inhale, raise your right arm forward and up. Stretch through the right side of the body. And as you exhale, come out, lowering your arm. And we'll do that again on the inhale. Bend your left knee, raising your right arm forward and up. Stretch through the right side. And as you exhale, come out, lowering your arm. 2 more times on your own. Nice deep breathing. And next time we'll stay in the pose. So with the inhalation, once again, bend your knee, raise your arm. Stay here. With the next exhalation, contract your abdomen, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. And with every inhalation, lengthen up a little bit more. Continue to breathe like that, keeping your front hip very sturdy and strong. And then whenever you feel ready, place both hands on your front knee, curl the toes of the back foot under, and with the next exhalation, press your left foot into the ground and lift your right knee off the floor. We'll stay here for 4 breaths. Lift your chest up. With every exhalation, remember to contract your abdomen to create support for your lower back. And notice how your left hip feels here. Whenever you had enough, bring your right knee down to the ground. Bring your left knee down as well. And now take a moment to record your findings. Once again, noting the difference between the sides, the difference in hip strength, whatever differences you observed when you were stretching the hips. And whenever you finish writing, transition up into standing. Place your feet about hip distance apart. With the next inhalation, sweep your arms out and up, reach up high. And with the exhalation, gradually bend your knee, placing your chest over your thighs, relaxing your neck and shoulders, arms down. With the next inhalation, bring your arms out, lead with the chest and go up into standing, reach up high. And again, with the exhalation, gradually contract your abdomen, bend your knees, placing your chest over your thighs, relax the neck. With the inhalation, move your arms out, lead with the chest and go up into standing. Continue with this movement, following the rhythm of your breath. And every time you move down, take a moment to notice the position of your knees. If your knees tend to come closer together when you squat, or maybe move further apart. And finish your current repetition, coming up on the inhalation. And with the next exhalation, bring your arms down. Place your hands on your hips. Again, keep your feet about hip distance apart. Next time when you exhale, bend your right knee slightly, dropping your right hip to follow. And then with the inhalation, straighten the leg. And do that again. On the exhale, bend your left knee, drop your left hip. And on the inhale, straighten the leg. Go ahead and do that a few times. Make sure that your shoulders stay in the same position. And try to make sure that you're not moving your pelvis forward and back. We're only interested in the up and down movement in one hip and then the other hip. As you continue with this motion, notice if the sides feel any different. Notice if it feels comfortable to you to drop your right hip, bringing most of the weight to your left foot. And then whether or not it feels normal to bend your left knee, dropping your left hip, bringing most of the weight to your right foot. Do that a couple more times. Observe the differences. And whenever you finish with that, go ahead and move your feet a little bit wider apart. Bend your elbows out to the sides, kind of like a cactus shape. For the next movement, it's really important for us to stay in one plane. So take a deep breath here, and with the next exhalation, bend sideways to your right, looking down. And with the inhalation, go back up. Let's do that again on the other side. With the exhalation, bend sideways to your left, look down. And on the inhale, go up. Let's continue with that. With the exhalation, bend down to your right. Stay in one plane. Inhale back up. And with the exhalation, move down to your left. And go up. Do it twice more on each side. And again, compare the sensations on the right and the left side of the body, both above the hip, around the hip. Notice if it feels easier to bend one way or the other. And whenever you do an even number on both sides, come on up. Bring your feet even wider apart. Keep your feet about parallel to each other. With the next inhalation, bring your arms out to the sides. And as you exhale, bend forward, placing your hands on your ankles, floor, or the knees, whatever feels more comfortable to you. Next time when you inhale, bend the knees and pull them out to the sides, lifting your chest up, flattening the back. And with the exhalation, straighten the legs best you can, bending forward. And we'll continue with that. On the inhale, bend the knees, pull them out to the sides, lift the chest. And with the exhalation, bend down, straightening the legs. Continue with this movement. And observe the differences in sensations in your right and left hip. Notice the weight distribution between right and left. And in general, notice if the right side of the body feels the same as the left one as you continue with that. With the next exhalation, bend forward. Press your feet firmly into the ground. On the inhale, bring your arms out to the sides, lead with the chest and go up into standing, reaching up high. And as you exhale, bring the arms down. Now take a moment to transition back down to the ground. Reach for your sheet of paper and take notes about the last 3 poses. Once again, note if there are any significant differences between the sides. And whenever you finish with that, go ahead and lie down on your left side. Prop your head with your arm or a blanket if you need to. Bend your knees and place them in front of you so we have about 90-degree angle between your thighs and the torso. Once you get yourself positioned, try to make sure that your hips are stacked on the top of each other. Next time when you inhale, lift your top leg up slightly, and keeping it raised like that, with the exhalation, straighten your leg in front of you. Do it best you can, and then hold it there. We'll try to keep the leg about parallel to the ground. Try to ensure that your hips remain stacked on top of each other. And do your best to keep both your knee and your foot parallel to the floor. Do not allow them to rotate in. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. And as you breathe, observe your sensations. Notice where most of the work is happening here. Note to yourself how difficult this movement is to you. And then next time when you exhale, bend the knee. Place it down. And then slide the knee over the bottom one, so it ends up on the ground. Take a deep breath here. And with the next exhalation, little by little, start to turn your upper body to your right. Take your time with that. Place your left hand on the knee, on the top knee if you want to. And little by little, with every exhalation, continue to turn your upper body to your right, along with your head. Once you reach the point that feels like a limit, stay there and breathe. Notice where you feel the stretch. Notice the intensity of that stretch. Continue to breathe deeply. And whenever you had enough, roll onto your back. Place both feet on the ground and take a couple breaths here. Compare the sensations in your right and left hip. And then whenever you feel ready, roll onto your right side. Same idea. Let's bend the knees. Place the knees in front of you. Try to stack the hips on top of each other. Prop your head if you need to. Next time when you inhale, lift your top leg up slightly, and with the exhalation, straighten your top leg in front of you. Stay here. Continue to breathe normally. Let's check and make sure that the hips remain stacked on top of each other. And then both your foot and your knee remain parallel to the ground. Notice where most of the work is happening on this side. Whether or not it's the same place where you felt it on the other side or not. Whether it has the same intensity or not. And then next time when you exhale, bend the knee, put it down, slide it over your bottom knee. Take a deep breath here. And with the next exhalation, slowly start to turn your body to your left, little by little. Once again, you can place your right hand over your top knee if you like. And with every exhalation, continue to turn your upper body to your left without forcing following the rhythm of your breath. Once you get to the place that feels like a limit, stay there. Notice where the stretch is the most intense. And whether or not it feels different from the other side. Nice deep breath. Whenever you had enough of that, roll onto your back. Bring your knees to the chest. Place your hands on the knees. Every time you inhale, move your thighs away from your body. And as you exhale, pull your thighs in toward yourself. Do this movement a few more times, back and forth, following the rhythm of your breath. And as you do, once again notice the trajectory of movement in your hips, whether or not the movement feels smooth and symmetrical or not. Now, whenever you feel ready, place your left foot on the ground, keeping your right knee bent and by your chest. Extend your arms along the body. Next time when you inhale, raise your right arm over your head and straighten your right leg down along the floor. And as you exhale, bend your right knee to the chest and lower your arm so it ends up by your side. And we'll do that again. On the inhale, raise your right arm up and straighten your right leg down along the floor. And with the next exhalation, pull the knee in and lower the arm. Continue with that. Extending with the inhalation and returning back to the center as you exhale. Notice how this movement feels in your hip. And once you finish your current repetition, keep your arm along the body. With the next inhalation, extend your right leg down. Keep it slightly above the ground. And with the exhalation, lift it up a little bit higher, just slightly. Hold it there. Next time when you exhale, contract your abdomen, pulling your belly button in toward the spine. And at the same time, hugging your entire waist in toward your spine. Inhale here. And with the exhalation again, do this corset-like movement. We want to maintain the neutral curve on your lower back. But at the same time, we want to create the sensation of contraction all around your waist. Inhale here. With the exhalation again, hug the waist in toward the center. Inhale here, continue to hold your leg up. At any point, if you feel discomfort in your lower back, please raise your leg up higher or stop the movement altogether. And then with the next exhalation, put your leg down on the floor, keeping it straight, and hug your left knee in toward the chest. Take a breath or two here. And now bend your right knee. Place your right foot on the ground and extend your arms along the body. Next time when you inhale, bring your left arm up, extending your left leg down along the floor, stretching. And with the exhalation, bring your left knee in, lowering your arm down. We'll continue with that. With the inhalation, raise your arm up and extend your leg down, stretch. And with the exhalation, bring your knee in and the arm down. Continue with this movement. Once again, observing the trajectory of movement in your hip, whether or not it feels different from the other side. And whenever you finish your current repetition, keep your arm along the body. With the inhalation, extend your leg down. And then as you exhale, raise it slightly off the ground, keeping your legs straight. And again, with every exhalation, do this corset-like movement, hugging your waist in toward the center. And then inhale here. Continue to breathe like that with the exhalation, creating this slight contraction all around, front, sides, and back. Inhale here. Same idea, if you feel discomfort in your lower back, either raise your leg up higher or stop the movement altogether. Take another breath or two like that. And then place your left leg down, keep it straight, hug your right knee to the chest. And take a couple nice deep breaths here. Now hug both knees to your chest, please. Place your hands on your knees. And let's circle the knees away from each other a few times. Nice big circles. No rush. And after you do a few circles like that, roll onto your side, reach for your paper, and take a moment now to make notes about the last couple of poses that we did. Poses 12 through 14. Whenever you finish with that, roll onto your back once again. Place your feet and knees together, please. Knees bent. And then next time when you inhale, slowly bring your knees out to the sides, as far out as they go. Keep them there for now. I will be counting to 30, and as I do, you will be slowly moving the knees in toward each other. So plan to take about 30 seconds for this movement. Breathe normally as you do it. So go ahead and take a deep breath in here. And with the next exhalation, begin your movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe normally. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We should be about a third of the way up. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Squeeze the knees together, please. Hug the knees to the chest for a moment. And then place your feet on the ground. Keep them about hip distance apart, pretty close to your buttocks. Extend your arms along the body. We're going to do a bridge pose. So with the next inhalation, slowly roll your hips up, as high up as they go comfortably. And with the exhalation, gradually roll down. And we'll continue with this movement. With the inhalation, slowly roll up, pressing your feet firmly into the ground. And as you exhale, gradually roll down. As you continue with this movement, take a moment to notice the weight distribution between your right and left foot, whether or not it feels even or not. Notice if your knees tend to move out to the sides when you roll up, or if they stay aligned over your ankles. Next time when you roll up, stay up, please. We'll take a few breaths here. And as you do, pay really close attention whether or not your legs seem to be working equally here. You can open your eyes, and if you can see your pelvis, take a mental note if it looks symmetrical to the ground, or if there's any kind of tilting going on. And then next time when you exhale, slowly roll down, vertebra by vertebra. Hug the knees to the chest. Do a few circles here. A few circles with your knees. And when you finish with that, take a moment, one last time, to make your notes about poses 15 and 16. Note whatever differences you've observed, whatever instabilities or discomforts. And then whenever you finish with that, transition down onto your back. And we'll do the same thing we did at the beginning. So first bring your attention to your ankles. Same or different. And then move your attention up into your knees. Again, notice same or different. And then up into your hips and pelvis. Compare the right and the left side. And then compare the right and the left side from the waist down. Notice if they feel different. And notice if those sensations feel different from the beginning of the practice. You might feel more symmetrical, you might feel more asymmetrical, or maybe no change at all. Whatever it is, notice. And then little by little, make your way into the comfortable resting position, whatever it is. You can bend your knees if you need to, or do whatever else feels appropriate. Close your eyes, relax your body. Every time you inhale, create the sensation of fullness inside. And every time you exhale, try to relax completely. Continue to breathe like that. Rest. Let's take a few more nice deep breaths here. Stretch if you feel like it. And then little by little, make your way up into the comfortable seated position of your choice. Once you get settled, close your eyes. Continue to breathe deeply. And for the next few breaths, pay close attention to your hips, how they feel in response to the practice that we did today. And then slowly open your eyes. Reach for your sheet. And take a moment now to circle the numbers next to the poses that you found most asymmetrical where you felt most differences between right and left side. And whenever you finish that, look in the third column where you will be able to see which areas require work, which movements seem to be problematic or asymmetrical in your body right now. And this should give you a better idea of where the imbalances are and set a better direction for you to proceed. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.